So for this one, I chose to do the beef, beans and vegetables, the salty bacon, the beef sausage. That's what I think it translates to, so let's hope that's what it is. It might be a pate. It looks like a pate, but I'm hoping it's more of a sausage. We're going to have a cup of coffee. We're going to use the creamer. And I have salt left over from the breakfast. Sugar left over from the breakfast. I have salt and pepper. The ground black pepper and the salt if I need it for this. Probably not, because this is going to be salty. And I have crackers left over to help me if I need them. And I've still got some of this officer's chocolate left over as well. So I'm going to go pop this in the boiling water, because I do have a stove set. I don't want to use a stove set as in like the first one. I want to keep that, and I want to keep the matches. I want to try that outside sometime when I can. I'm going to boil this up because if you'd seen the last video and my other ration I did, it was the exact same breakfast I had. It was a rice porridge with beef. And this one, the one in this ration pack, was 100 times better. I don't know if that's because it's a different company that's put it together. I don't know if it's because it was in a can and I burnt it, but there was no grizzly fatty bits and I ate the whole of the breakfast. So I'm going to boil this up. I'm not 100% sure what to do with this. I'm still humping and haying about this one. I don't know. I can't see anything that says that it needs to be heated up. I'm going to double check again just in case I've missed it. I don't know. It says salty bacon, so I thought I might just heat it up. I might just pop the both of them into boiling water, because I'm not 100% sure about this. So I'll go pop these off to boil, and we'll start plating things up and making the coffee. So they're off to boil. I have some boiling water, or not boiled water, I should say. So I have the coffee, and that was manufactured in 2015. It's got 2 grams in it. Yeah, there is a little tear notch, and it's a fine powder and granules there, so it's obviously just been crushed a bit. And we have the sugar sand, granulated sugar, and I've used quite a bit of this packet. And we're going to use this coffee creamer, so it's a tiny wee thing of powder. And if you watched my last ration, the Special Forces one, you'll have seen that I got a white powder. It came in a silver pack and it said 200 ml of water, and I made it up. So I don't know if it was a coffee creamer that I should have used part of, or if it was supposed to be a milk drink. But I made a milk drink, but this one actually has creamer, which is kind of put us off because it's in a small pack. And there's 2 teas and there's 1 coffee and there's only 1 creamer, so I assumed that it's quite common to have creamer in your coffee but not in your tea. So that's why it's like that, is what I suppose. So there's our coffee with the creamer. Let's put that to the side and I'll clear this up. And we have what I think translates to a beef sausage. I'm not 100% sure if it's a patty or if it's a sort of sausage, so let's open that up and see if I can. Okie dokie. Ah, yes, it is sausage. And it's fat. It's fat with it. It looks like it is, in fact, a beef sausage. So let's push that out. There we go. I assume that's maybe some sort of fat on the inside, like a sort of lard. It smells just very sausagey. And so there we'll have it. So with this, yeah, perfect. That's what I was hoping for. So there we go. Slice it up. Look at that. Perfect. See what looks like bits of pepper in there and some of the fat through. So we will have a requirement for our crackers. So we have the wholemeal crackers and the grade 1 flour crackers, which, as I was saying, Delicious had mentioned on my last ration, these are the closest to a bready taste that he's had in a ration, which I agree. In an MRE, they like the bread that you get in there. It's very artificial. It's great for making like a sort of sandwich, but it is quite artificial. a tortilla that you get are about the closest thing with that. So these crackers, it does taste like wholemeal bread and like just a white floury bread. So I'm going to use some of this wholemeal, and we will put some of the sausage on there to try. This is what I like about this kind of ration. You know, a bit of takes you. You know, it's more homely than a spread of something or just having patty all the time. So there we go. We'll have some sausage, beef sausage on our cracker, and I've got the salt and pepper. So we're still waiting. Oh, I'll just put this officer's chocolate. So we'll have an apple puree for a sort of pudding for the next meal. So I'm going to finish this chocolate off to go with that. So we'll have the salty bacon still to come, and we have the beef, beans and vegetables. So I'll just go check on them because they're boiling up, and I'll come back and we'll get them out on the plate. Okay, so that has been boiling up. They're absolutely roasting to the touch. Let's have a look at this. Oh, okay. I don't know if I should have heated this up, I don't know. That's interesting. God knows what that is. Let's have a look. I think it's just fat. That just looks like bacon fat. I think there's some bacon there, maybe some meat, but I don't think it's. I think that is just fat. Oh no. Yeah, I'm not big on fat, and that's exactly what that is. Just maybe this wasn't supposed to be heated. Maybe this is supposed to, but then it wouldn't have changed much. So yeah, we'll be brave and we'll try some of the meat out of that. That's an interesting thing. I think it's just fat. This did pop open. I just got it out in time, so I don't think any water actually got in. Well, I hope it didn't. Maybe the water did get in. No, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if some water got in when that boiled up. So here we go. So right, we'll just go with the coffee while it's nice and hot and see what that tastes like. That's a good coffee. There's no tanginess on the tongue. You know, sometimes a bad coffee can have a bit of tanginess and it's not quite nice. That's a good coffee. Let's try our beef sausage and see what that's like. So that's a very plain kind of sausage. I expected it was a little aftertaste there, but it's not peppery. It's not salty. Yeah, I thought it'd be more beefy. I thought there'd be a bit more of a beef taste, but it's nice. It's not an overpowering taste, so I think it would palate for everyone. So I'm going to try this first. So this is and that's bits of beef. It's fatty bits as well. So it's real beef. It's not reconstituted beef, if you know what I mean. Sorry, it's not ground up everything. But let's get a bit of everything going here. So the beans are green beans, and the vegetables, I don't know exactly what bits of carrot that I can see. I think there's bits of tomato. I'm not 100% sure what other veg is in there, but you can definitely see it looks like tomato, carrots, onion, and obviously the green beans and the beef. So let's try that. So this has a very subdued sort of taste. It's not too strong as a tomato. I don't know if there's supposed to be that much water in. I don't know if the water got in when I was boiling up. I don't know if this is supposed to be more like a stew or a watery stew. But the taste in that is still a nice taste. There's no overpowering taste to it though. It's quite a subdued sort of tomato taste to it. Yeah, the beans are perfectly cooked. They're nice and soft. The meat's perfectly cooked. Nice chunks in it. Not a lot of beef in this one, but there is nice big chunks of it and a lot of green beans. So that leaves us with this, which I think is just fat. I'm. It's very different for me. This is not something I've ever seen before. Just what looks like fat in a tub. I don't even know if this is actually supposed to be eaten like this. I no idea if this is right. I mean, it looks like slices. It's been sliced up. I don't know if I could eat that. I'm not a. I really am not a man that likes the fatty meat like that. So I don't know if I could, if I'm brave enough to taste this. I just. I don't know. I just don't know. Someone's sitting shouting at their screen while watching us, going, "What are you doing? What are you doing? Why did you do that? Why did you heat it up?" Or who knows? Well, I'm going to try this a little bit. I know it's a bit pathetic, I suppose, but at least I'm going to try it. Well, the meat itself is lovely, and that is just like a lot of greasy fat, melted fat. If there was more meat in that, that'd be lovely, probably. But it's just a oily, greasy mess. I have no idea what this is exactly for. I don't know if it was supposed to be heated up. I have no idea. It's certainly interesting. So, not a lot to go through. There is the salt and pepper, but again, you know what? This is probably the meal that needs that pepper. So let's see what the pepper's like. If it is just black ground pepper, as I thought. So, you can see it's got a paper sort of outside, but it's got like an extra layer to keep it fresh. So it just looks like ground black pepper. It does indeed. So let's get some of that. Right, we can get some taste into this. And what I'm going to do is put some salt as well, because this isn't a salty dish at all. So put some salt in that. And some pepper. Right, so we're taking a bit from all over, so we'll try and get some of the salt and pepper in there and see if that makes a difference. Yeah, not much of a difference. Not really tasting the pepper in there. You can taste a little bit more salt. But the dish, it does have a nice subtle tomato taste, aftertaste to it. It's quite nice. It's something I would eat all of, and you know, why not? Let's gundog it up and chuck stuff into the main entree and see if we can, well, let's just go the full gundog here. Let's add some texture to that. We've got some of our meat in there as well, the beef sausage. Let's see what that's like. So it adds a bit more texture to it, but as the sausage is quite a plain, there's not much spice or, beefy flavour to that, so it's quite plain, so you don't really notice it. You taste the tomato more than anything from here. So there we go. That's the lunch. Just a small, this wasn't a big lunch. It might be a lot more hearty if you were willing to eat that bacon fat, but I'm sorry, I'm not that brave. Just doesn't appeal to me. So I'm going to finish up the sausage in the main entree here and finish up my coffee, and we'll see you in the next part, which will be the dinner. So we have the dinner, and for the dinner I chose to do the meatballs of beef, or beef meatballs. This is still the confusing one as well. Both these meals have had a confusing one. It says caviar of vegetables, so I don't know if it's a vegetable puree or like a sort of side to the entree. So I'm not 100% sure whether it needs to be heated. I'm going to double check again, see if I can get anything picked up to see if it needs to be heated up. We have the apple puree, so that is like a nice dessert. We have the liver pate. No doubt this has got brains in it as well, like the last one, which is a little bit off-putting if you're not into that sort of thing, but the pate tasted wonderful. There is this multivitamin that we're going to have a look at as well and see if we can get a taste of that. And we've got crackers to accompany. There's a tea or juice that we could have with this one. So what I'll do is I'll make up one of the juices. I wasn't going to, but I'll grab one of the juices and we'll make that up as well. So I double checked, this does not have anything. I found the phrase. I found the sentence that says on the meatballs that it's recommended to be heated. That's not on this. I also just spoke to Delicious, and he says that he's done this one before, and he did it cold, and it was a nice accompaniment to the main. So I'm not going to bother heating that up. But first off, while the meatballs are heating up, we have this one is the peach drink, and it's not a vitamin drink like the last Russian ration I did. This is just a peach drink, because the other ones, the new ones, have multivitamins on it. It must be a new sort of thing that they're doing. So this is the peach one. It does say 200 mils on this, if I can remember where it said it. Yeah, 200 mils of water. I found in the breakfast when I did the cherry one that it just was not enough water for all the crystals to dissolve. So I've put a bit more than 200 mils into this glass. So we're gonna go with that. Obviously, you can do whatever you want with your ration, but I just think that this might help dissolve it a bit better. So we'll stir that up. So obviously it's like snow in there at the moment, so we'll leave that to try and dissolve. So we have our pate, and this is pate pastete, I think is the way it's said, pastete, and it's liver pate. Let's try this, open this. And I assume that this will be pretty much exactly the same as the one I had in the other ration. Smells the same. It's got that livery smell to it. And it was nice. If I've not done the translation on the front again, the text is so small, it's hard. I'd have to sit there and do it manually. So I'm just going to go with that. It said liver pate. So I'm going to go with that. I'm sure it'll be nice. The other one was nice. So we have our apple puree. I suppose this could be heated up as well, if you were so inclined. Whoops. The tins of well, technically it is a tin. It is. It is bashed, so there was a bit of an explosion there when opening. Now it does look like baby food. We'll just put that out there. It's basically what it is. It's pureed apples, isn't it? That's what baby food is, just pureed fruit. So there we go. I'm just going to move that so it doesn't drip everywhere. And we have the caviar of vegetables. I think it's more like a vegetable puree is what it's supposed to mean. We'll see. I'd probably be better opening these on the table so I don't spill them. But there we go. So there's oils in there that need to be mixed back in, probably to give it a better taste. So let's mix it up a bit. So it does look like a sort of pureed vegetables. So I assume that's what it means. I mean, there's a strong smell coming off of that. Let's give that a wee sniff test. That smells nice. It does smell nice, but whether it tastes nice. But with the meatballs, it might be perfect of an accompaniment. We're going to have a look at the multivitamin tablet as well. And we have our Russian crackers for the pate to try. So just waiting on the main to heat up, so I will go and check on that, and hopefully it will be ready. Okay, so there we have our meatballs. So let's open this and see what this is like. I've left this in for about 20 minutes. I probably overheated, but better safe than sorry. I think these will need it, but oh, that's looking good. Nice sized meatballs. Oh, look at that. Loads of meatballs in there. I'd have worried it'd be maybe 4 small meatballs. Oh, jeez, oh, that's hot. 4 small meatballs, and it would be just loads of sauce, but look at that. That's brilliant. And that is super hot. Which is good because it means the meat will be properly heated up throughout. Why not start with the crackers and the liver pate. So this should be a soft, creamy pate if it's the same as the last one. So there we go. You can see I can spread it almost like I suppose butter It's nice and soft and creamy. Yeah, it's very easy to spread, as you can see. So it's, I think the last one said it had butter in it, as a sort of butter to make it creamy. So let's try that. So that just reminds me of the other one I tried. So I believe it's the exact same. I'm sure it was the same colour, same size of can, everything. I'm pretty sure. But it's got a lovely texture, a lovely taste to it. It's nice and creamy, and you can taste the livery meaty flavour to it. It's quite nice. So let's cut one of these meatballs and see what we got inside. So there we have the inside of the meatball. Let's make sure we get some sauce on that. Let's give that a try. Oh, they're absolutely brilliant. What a tasty, tasty meatball. And the sauce, I just want to get the sauce here by itself. Yeah, that sauce is a nice rich tomatoey sauce. Those meatballs are really good. Quite impressed with that. So let's try this vegetable caviar. Caviar from vegetables, I don't know. So we'll try it just the way it is and let's see what that tastes like. So that has a very rich taste to it. There's obviously a few different vegetables in there. It's a very rich taste. Yeah, I like that. It's I'm trying to place if I can taste any particular vegetable in that, but it's a slightly oily dish. Is you can see the oils. Yeah, I can't quite. I'll try to see if I can place any vegetables from that. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if it's maybe carrot, but I don't know. I'm going to see if I can translate any of the ingredients on this one. Yeah, so I tried the translate. The only one I can get on there was carrot and parsley. So I was right about the carrots. But the main ingredient is zucchini. And the oil comes from the butter, but it's a sort of ghee. So it's ghee's what I use for cooking in the house because it's a lot better for you than butter or any other oils, in fact, for cooking. So I use ghee in the house, so it's a different taste. So that's probably what's in there that I'm tasting as well. Zucchini and carrots are the main sort of ingredients. So that's where the colour comes from. So anyway, it is a nice taste. So what I'm going to do is, it's obviously an accompaniment, so let's get some of that on there. And let's get some sauce. So, meat and veg, let's go. Absolutely brilliant. This really goes. This is a perfect accompaniment for this, I think. Because you need, obviously it's just meatballs and sauce, so it's like a veg side. So if we mix that in and have some meatballs, I think that is the way to go. Let's try that again. Yeah, that is just absolutely brilliant. These meatballs are really good. I'm so impressed with these meatballs. The taste from them alone, they're just so nice. They're so... Just the taste of them is absolutely brilliant. The proper meaty meatballs. And the tomato sauce is lovely. But when you add this, the vegetables, it just makes that dish so much better. So I think if I was to... Probably I should, maybe now thinking about it, maybe that would have been a good idea. Just heat that up, mix all this up in together, and we would have got a much thicker sauce for with my meatballs. This is absolutely brilliant. I'm really impressed with these meatballs in this ration. So I'm going to have a wee drink before I move on to this apple. So I'm just going to stir this again. As you can see, I've added more water. However, it just is not dissolving the way it should. I mean, that just might be the way it is. But we'll try that anyway. So this should be peach. Okay, so I suppose that's like drinking a cloudy water. There's not much taste when you drink it, but there is definitely a peach aftertaste on that. That's an interesting flavour there. I'm just going to clean this spoon down. So obviously it's 1 spoon per meal, unless you clean them up, which I haven't. Let's try this. So again, I think this could probably be heated up. This could be this might be quite nice with the crackers, I think, maybe the flour crackers. So let's try this. Just the apple puree, it's so smooth and there's not much else there, just the one colour. There's no specks of anything, so let's try that and see what that's like. It's really nice, but it's whew, that is a lot of flavour in there from the apples. It's a lot of tanginess. I just want to try, see what with a bit of texture on the cracker. So I think that is a way that you could go. It gives it a bit of texture, but that is such a sweet and sour, like a sugary sweet. I mean, oh god, my mouth is watering. It's a very sweet taste to it, but it is so sour at the same time. Such a tang to it. It makes your mouth shrivel up. So there we have it. There is our end of our. It's the Russian Army's individual diet, and it looks like it was meal 3 on the side there. I believe that's menu 3. And this was produced in 2015 with a 2017 use by date. So this meal in particular, absolutely brilliant. The lunch was a bit different with that pork, bacony, salty bacon. That was a bit weird. The excuse me, but the beef with vegetables was nice. I quite enjoyed that, and the beef sausage was nice. So all in all, this ration has been a lot better. I'd probably say 100 times better than the other ration I tried. But this has been absolutely brilliant. Now, a wee taste of Russia here, and I really have enjoyed this ration, so I would recommend it. But obviously, a word of warning, I've not put this in any of my other videos, so I'm going to say something now. If you're going to go out and try these rations, please be aware that something could have gone wrong with them, so you're putting your health at risk. Obviously, there was a problem with MREs with some dairy shake that had to be recalled. If anything in this has been recalled, how would I know? So if you're going to try these rations, I do advise that it is your health that you're putting at risk. With this one, with the taste of it, I don't think I'll have any problems with this. But obviously, be careful if you are going to try this, translating. If there's ingredients that you're allergic to, it's very important that you translate these properly. So I'm 100% sure that this is a multivitamin tablet. The package couldn't be any easier to read on Google Translate. So I'm not going to eat it, but I am going to taste it. And it's gone to a powdery. It tastes absolutely disgusting, but it's obviously something you would just eat. You would just swallow with your drink. So I'm not going to eat it just in case, because again, I'm not 100% sure what it is. It could be anything. So again, guys, thank you so much for subscribing, for watching. As usual, give us a thumbs up, a thumbs down, a comment, and any questions. I will do my best to answer all the questions. So guys, for me, have a great day, have a great evening, whenever it is that you're watching this. Guys, take care. We'll see you again soon. Thank you very much. Bye bye.